I'm going to show you this example here, which is an example of computer vision at the edge. What are we going to see? Well, we have a setup. I have it here in the lab. We have a video camera down here that's capturing video, and it's sending the video feed to a device, an edge device, which is running in one of its spaces an artificial intelligence model. This model is a recognition model, which is basically looking for people. Then this model will detect whether there are people or not, how many there are, and it will show us a video feed in which we will see the people, and we will see little squares saying, well, here is a person or here is not. Then those same detections are going to be dumped to an MTT broker, which is the second little box we see here, which is also going to be running in another space within the same device. Then there is going to be an ingester, which is the third box, which is going to take the data from that MTT broker and ingest it into an InfluxDB, which is the fourth box, which is a time series database in which all the information is going to be entered in real time. The four things are going to be running inside the device. And then at the end, we are going to have another space, which is going to be a Grafana, which is a graphical visualization environment, which allows us to design dashboards. There we are going to be served a dashboard, and we are going to be able to see in real time what is happening with our application. And the most interesting thing about all this is that all these applications, all these workloads are going to be running on the edge, on a device, far away from the cloud, in a distributed way. So let's go to the platform. Let's see if I have it over here. Here it is. Okay, this is my demo account. Well, I've got a bunch of devices off here, but well, the one we're going to use is this one. It's an Advantech. It's got an i7 in it. Let's see a little bit of metrics here. Specifically, we have a camera connected to this IP, and then we have the device going out over this IP. I have the VPN active, but I wouldn't need it because I'm on the same network as the device. So I would see it even if I didn't have the VPN. But if the device were in the field, as is usually the case, activating the VPN, then I would be able to see it. So the idea here is to start deploying applications on the edge, on this device. So let's start with the AI model, which I have over here. So we have here image recognition model, version 101. Okay, I just sent the model to the device. This model is encapsulated in a Docker container, which is a technology that allows us to encapsulate and virtualize applications, and we've already got it running. What this model is doing, as we saw here, is returning a video feed to us. Specifically, I know that we have it on the same IP as the device. We're going to take the IP here. And then this, we have it on port 3000. If we access port 3000, we see the video feed. Well, it's a camera that we have in the lab, and it's focusing on a picture of the equipment. And we already see how it's recognizing in real time a bunch of people. Well, probably this picture is not the best one because there are a lot of people crowded there, and you can see that the detection fails a little bit here. But come on, the model is not ours. It is a model that we have downloaded from the TF Hub. The important thing here is that you see that in real time, we're running this application on a device on the edge, and we're being able to see the video feed with the detections. Okay, if we move on to the next step, this same information of the detections, I'm going to dump into an MQTT broker. So if I go from back to the panel, I'm going to launch this MQTT broker. Then I select the application that I want to launch on the device. I go to an MQTT broker, version XP, and I plug it in. And then we have here, let's see how the broker starts running. This broker is basically taking the information that's being dumped by the model and making it available to whoever wants to connect to it. This works like a backbone. a communications backbone within the device. We are still inside the device. Okay, so as I say, we're going to run the ingester, which is going to start running over here. Okay, there we go. We see the logs. What's shown on the black screen are the execution logs. What I have done is to activate them. I have given to me to follow the carousel since I put them to me in several lines. And I have removed the timestamp because at the beginning it takes up space and I'm not interested. Okay, and the next step is the database. So if we go again here, we add cards, database, where are you? InfluxDB, here it is. And we send it as well. Let's see if it runs. All right, so we've got the database. I'll quickly remind you, we're capturing the video feed and parsing it with this application right here, which is running in a separate Docker space. Then this model is dumping the data into the MQTT broker, and then the ingester is taking it from the MQTT broker and putting it into the influx. Here we could already, if we wanted to, go into the influx, which is usually at 8086, and we could check that we do indeed have an influx here running. I insist that I can access the device from my computer because it's on the same network, but if I were remotely with the VPN, I should also be able to access it. And here, if we do a quick search of people detected at the last minute. So here we have a little bit of a graph of the people that have been detected. It has always been detecting between 7 and 11 people out of 9, 8, 7. Data is effectively reaching the influx. And now the last little step we have left is to use Grafana to read the data from the influx and set up a dashboard. Let's go. We come back here and add the Grafana. Let's fold down all the cards so we can see the Grafana properly. Let's take this information out and let's take a look at it. Let's see if it boots. All right, so we have the fifth piece also running. If we're going to look here for the Grafana, we're going to find it at the port 13,000. Here we have it. Let's access it. So we see the little dashboard that we have prepared for the demo. It's a very silly dashboard, but basically what it shows is the people that are being detecting at that moment. Here it shows a histogram of how many each combination has detected. We see that it has detected 9 the most, followed by 8 and 10. 12 has detected very few. This is really an example of a dashboard that can be built using the data that is in the influx. This is a bit of a silly demonstration, but come on, I think you understand the potential here. The beauty of it all here is, I insist, is that all these workloads, which are 5 applications in total, we could run many more, are running inside the device. They are running on the edge. So the data is staying on the edge and it's totally secure. So we don't need a very large bandwidth to send anything to the cloud because we're not sending virtually anything. So we have low latencies if we wanted to, for example, act on the environment, etc. A little bit of the drivers that we've been seeing from the edge. All right, so this would be an example of a platform. As I say, there are other platforms, but not as flexible as this one. I think you see the value of Barbara. Also, what I have done just for one device can be done in batch. You can send the 5 applications to 100 devices in one command. You can monitor, update, and retrain models. Anyway, there are a lot of applications that you can imagine, the amount of value that it can unlock for companies if that application makes sense on the edge. I insist that the edge is not a multi-purpose tool for everything, but many applications indeed make more sense in the edge. Always with a balance and having things in the cloud, and I remind you of the edge cloud, but some applications have much more sense in the edge than in the cloud.